Hey everyone, if you're new to this channel, I'm dropping out of my PhD in electrical engineering in June of 2024, and I'm on a march to startup. I want to focus on my entrepreneurial ambitions, and for me, innovation has to go hand in hand with entrepreneurship. And in my PhD, I just felt stuck on the innovation track, and I think that's just the nature of PhDs. If you want to be the best PhD student and have a great thesis, be known as an expert, you just need to spend all of your time on that. And that's not something that I want to do. And I actually recorded myself going through this 6-hour decision process, made a whole video on that, and summarized that 6-hour process into 45-minute video. That's useful in making decisions, so you can check out those videos. So now the first step I actually took in my march to startup wasn't making an app or just going straight into it. It was first, I want to make a project and task management system. I've used everything in the past 7 years as a college student, from iOS notes to postcards to Notion, Todoist, everything. Now my projects and tasks tend to be note heavy, so nothing quite fit my needs. So I ended up learning about Obsidian a few months ago. So the past 14 days, or the first 14 days, I spent developing a system that I posted on GitHub and even made a video going over that system. So now that I finished that, now I'm transitioning to making a plan to reach 5K a month in passive income. I'm trying to show the full journey, not just from the moment I have an idea to building it, and that's all I'm showing. I want to show sort of the entire process and show that it's not just making apps. There is obligations behind a daily life. There's human aspects to it. It's not just go, build. So that actually leads into my next thing of how I'm approaching this. There's two general ways to approach building and entrepreneurship, and the first is just throw yourself head first, figure it out on the go. And for me, that isn't quite how I'm approaching this YouTube series. For me, it's more, I need to get a lay of the land and create an initial plan over the next 1 to 2 weeks and then go. And just to, I guess, give like an anecdote to it, it's similar to if you've seen like this military person talk at a commencement. He mentioned how there's this obstacle course, and they're all very competitive, so the soldiers want to try to get through the obstacle course as quick as possible. However, they've all sort of had similar times, and then on this one given day, this person, instead of at the end, the last section where the soldiers climb down because they have to be a bit careful, if they get stuck, they'll fall quite a way and get injured. This particular soldier, instead of doing that, he just threw himself head first, ended up okay, but he beat the time. And that is a story, I guess, of one way of approaching entrepreneurship. And that's, I guess, how I approached college. But for me, it didn't end up with me being where I want to be. I did boxing. I'm not known for boxing. I was in a frat. I'm not like a frat dude. So for me, it was realizing that you need to take some time to make a plan and make sure that's where you want to end up. Because if you go head first, you're going to go head first down the path of least resistance, or the path that's just easiest to go to, and it might not necessarily be the path you want to end up on. And so I'm okay taking the little extra time to make sure this is the journey I want to go on. So yeah, that's sort of my next 1 to 2 weeks, planning out where I want to go. And I also have lots of resources. I have links to websites, YouTube videos, podcasts, books, all these things that I've been collecting over the past few years as a student that I've wanted to go through and just haven't had time. Now, I recognize that it can easily lead to paralysis through analysis, and that's not what I'm going for. Right now, it's just me prioritizing these tasks, trying to see which are the most important right now, going through those in the next 1 to 2 weeks to make a plan for 5K in passive income, and then making a plan on how do I want to learn the other resources that I have, because from project to project that I take on to try to get to 5K in passive income, there's going to be failure. And so part of it's going to be, how can I learn from failure, but also how can I use other people's learnings and skip a few steps and make sure that my learning rate is through the roof so I get there as quick as possible. So that's sort of my current journey and where I'm going. Now, for my specific day today, I didn't quite get that much done. Currently, I restarted my Mac, just completely new, factory reset, deleted all my apps, transferred all my memory or all my files onto a hard drive, and now I'm just setting up my Mac from fresh, just making sure it's organized in the way I want it to go forward with my journey. And so in the process of deleting everything, now I'm in the process of re-downloading apps that are the most important. So these were all the apps I previously had, and at the moment I only installed like half of them. And yeah, so these are the gray ones are some of the ones I installed today and yesterday. And now that I've installed them, my next step is to go through them and figure out and set them up in the way that is most productive and efficient for me. And so the core ones for productivity for me are Alfred 5. So this is just being able to search stuff quickly on a Mac. Trash Me 3, so when you download lots of, for background, I am using a Mac, so if you have Windows, this may not be applicable to you, but so you can find parallels, find apps that fit your computer. And I'll show a video about this, about how I'm using this, and you can try to replicate it on a Mac, or set it up on your, replicate it on a Windows computer, or set it up on your Mac. And then for deleting apps and making sure that there's like no junk left on a Mac whenever I install apps and I'm just testing them, I bought Trash Me 3. My particular mouse and keyboard setup, I'm using, I think it's like Logitech or Logi MX keyboard and mouse. And so those have some nice configurations that I need to set up, and then Magnet. So Magnet I'm just using to organize and move my windows. What do you call these? Yeah, windows. The different apps that are open. So those are things that I need to explore, set up, maybe, yeah, tomorrow. And then in addition to that, I need to, set up my hotkey. So explore the system settings and then explore just these built-in softwares. They seem very helpful in just productivity and efficiency in using a Mac. So I want to explore these, maybe make like another guide on my Obsidian Vault. If you're curious about that, check out my first 14 videos. So yeah, I'll make a guide for this, make a guide for system settings, make a guide and set these up for productivity. And then after that, start to organize all the different files and all the, so I had files on my Mac, files on thumb drives, files on backup drives. So I need to organize those and make like a clear folder file structure that I'm going to follow in the years to come. So organize that, organize my current files, and then make up a plan on how I'm going to maintain it and encrypt whatever files I need to secure. So that's actually is going to be sort of a slight detour. So this is going to be maybe one week, and then once I am able to organize it, then is my plan to start up and make 5K in passive income. Yeah. And then in addition to that, I've actually been starting a second YouTube channel because I'm not just, how do you say, my life isn't just YouTube. It isn't, it isn't just YouTube. And I think anybody who does just do YouTube is either has saved enough through work, or they're still a kid living in their parents' home, or they have daddy money, daddy connections, so they don't have to, they have the freedom of not being in college, taking that little extra time and finding some space, making a plan and finding what their thing is. Which options did I say? Yeah, or they can just be, they don't have to have daddy money or daddy connections. You could have graduated college or not gone to college but still lived with your parents to find. Yeah, there's another option. But my point being that I don't have the luxury of living with my parents and just not having a job. I'm married, so we live in our own apartment. We have to pay rent, have to pay student loans, have to pay car bills. So it's as sort of standard as it comes. I have obligations, and for that, I'm still in my PhD as well to help with those obligations, but also to give me enough time to make a plan, and then also to contribute to the research projects that I am in. And so that was a long aside, but the point being, I have a second YouTube channel dedicated to what I'm learning in my PhD. I'm still in my PhD for the next 6 months, and I do have plans to contribute to projects and publish some papers while I'm still in my PhD. And one of those that I can share, I want to try to share the other one, but for now, the one I can share is a chest radiology report generation project. So in this project, essentially, let's see if I have anything I can share. Yeah, so in this project, essentially, we're taking, I don't know if these are MRI or CT scans of the chest area from patients. And essentially what it's showing is, or what these images help with is, they typically have a doctor who will interpret them and write a report. They'll see if there's anything wrong with, I think it was like the lungs or the middle area, I think the spine. Lots of different areas in this one picture where doctor can identify if there's something wrong that then needs to be taken to a physician, I believe, or a surgeon. So anyways, there's these images and there's reports. We want to feed this into a machine learning model and train a machine learning model on these images and reports, and then be able to give it an image and have it spit out a report. So it's essentially like ChatGPT, but with image understanding and with medical language, having developed its own medical language. So that's the project I'm working on, and I'm completely new to it. I'm following sort of the lead of a student who's already been working on this. So I'm going under his wing, learning from him. And yeah, this project is going to teach me a lot about machine learning in particular in large language models. Also learn about PyTorch. So that's something I'm excited about, and I'm documenting every day. And in particular, because I have to ramp up, he said if I'm going to contribute to any publishable papers, I need to ramp up basically in 1 to 2 weeks. And then after that, I need to ramp up on their existing code and their existing work, and then another 1 to 2 weeks. And so that's where a lot of my time is going, just to make sure that I can ramp up. And this is a project that I can pick up on and have some experience with before leaving. So I'm going to try to find a balance with this project and with my March to Startup over the next 4 weeks. But after that, it'll be a little bit more balanced, and yeah. And I think finishing off this YouTube video, just wanted to give a bit of a snapshot on where my channel is and how things are going. So we're at 33 subscribers. I think like within the week, or last week, within last week, I was at like 22 to 26 subscribers. So gained 7. My views have gone up about 300. Watch time has gone up about 20 hours. And I think since then I haven't posted as much or as in depth, and I sort of expect this because I'm not at the point where I'm making apps or really showing anything interesting. But for those that are doing similar journeys to this, I think having a project management system, task management system, that's going to be helpful. Having the ability to optimize and maximize your productivity with your computer, that's going to be helpful. So all these things are more so aimed at, I guess, at those that want behind the scenes and understand sort of what it takes, at least for me, what it took for me to get to my March to Startup. And also sharing the transparency that I am a PhD student, I'm dropping out, but I'm sort of in this middle place, and that's realistic. I'm not just at my parents' house and I can focus on YouTube videos every day. So there's going to be trade-offs, and this is sort of my approach to the trade-off that I live in. Yeah, so that's a snapshot of my YouTube channel. And let's see. So my best performing video so far has been the video I made on the project and task management. I posted this on the Reddit for Obsidian, that community. They really enjoyed it. It's just been passively getting in steady views. I think also because of the thumbnail, I think it looks sexy. So there's that. And then I'm probably gonna make a video on a day in my life as a PhD student, even though I'm dropping out. It's still very realistic with all the commitments I have going on. So I know that automatically is gonna get 1,000 views. I posted one before like that, and just from that I got like 20 subscribers from one video, and it was like 1,000, 2,000 views. So that's gonna be an easy video to make. That'll probably be up in a week or two, so that'll help bring in some more people. But yeah, at the moment it's just steady coasting, balancing this YouTube channel with my other YouTube channel, and trying to get through this as quick as possible so that I can start to make my plan to 5K. Yeah. See y'all tomorrow.